Brando back, two brand new hammer balls today. We've got the Hammer Effect Tour and we got the Anger. So first we're gonna start with our baseline here. I'm gonna throw my favorite ball probably of all time, the Envy Tour Solid. This ball's incredible. It's probably got 100 games on it. I just hit it with the fresh 2000 pad here, and we're bowling on a 43-foot challenge pattern. It's a 4-to-1 ratio and 27 mils, so reasonably difficult, and there was a fair bit of oil. We just finished bowling a 4-game league, so the lanes are a little bit beat up right now, and they have changed. I bowled pretty good with that Envy earlier tonight and really hooked the whole lane for the most part. So here I am with a little bit extra surface, a little more than I had on it earlier. This ball's hooking, it's going through the pins, and it just looks really strong. I just love the way this ball rolls. I find I can play with my speeds, I can play with my angles, I can play with my ball roll, and everything just seems to react the right way. Sometimes you just match up with the perfect core, perfect cover, or that combination of both, and it's game on. This ball is absolutely incredible. Next, we're gonna go to the Anger here. This ball's got a little bit less of a center heavy core. So this ball's gonna push a little bit further, not try to rev up as much, and also being just a symmetric versus an asymmetric, this ball's not gonna try to change directions and really go. I think this would be a better ball for more like the house shot, the drier house shot, or I want to flatten my angles out, but really it doesn't look too bad on this either. The balls that get out to the right don't seem to jump too much and go high, but some of the balls that I miss a bit left don't quite shape enough and don't have the energy into the pins. I think it would be better when I'm playing a little bit further to the right, maybe third arrow, or a little bit right of that even, but it definitely has its place. Next, I'm gonna go to the Ivory Rhino. I really like this ball. At first, I was a little meh about it. It wasn't the greatest on our house shot, but on the Challenge League, when the lanes are a bit tougher, this has been incredible. And on this pattern right now, when the lanes are burnt up, this is the best look I've got. Slight miss right, the ball recovers, a bit of a miss left, it still rolls enough to go through the pins. It's just a really good ball, and this is something that's gonna end up in my tournament bag, particularly on the longer formats. It's a ball that I can stand right with and throw it firmer, ball I can soften up and get left with, and it's not gonna be too angular. It's something I feel I can control and manipulate with my hand and my tricks and just use a bit of skill with. Finally, it's onto the Effect Tour. Similar to that Envy Tour, but we got a slightly modified core, one based off the shape of the Effect instead of based on the shape of the Envy. Personal opinion, I don't like it as much. I find that this ball hooks a little more and a bit more change of direction, and that's fine, and some people are gonna like that, but as somebody that's got some decent rotation on the ball, I find this ball is not as easy to control as that Envy Tour. If there's a bit more oil, or if I threw it maybe a little bit harder, had a little bit less rotation, I think this would look good. But today, it does not look as good as that Envy. It is what it is. I think this would be something that'd be better on fresher lanes when I want to play further right and when I want to keep my speed up. I wish I had this ball in game one earlier in the night when the lanes were fresh, when I was able to play further right, when there's more back end and head oil. Still though, the ball rolls good. It's a little bit too early to go through the pins the right way, but I think I can manipulate it and adjust. I'm gonna hit it with a 4000 pad to try to get the ball a little further down the lane and save a bit of his energy, but the lanes today are a little bit shot and it's not helping quite enough. I'm gonna try to amp the speed, stay left, and not get the ball right too quick, but I think this is just too much ball today. All right, so I've thrown a few more shots here with the Effect Tour. It's time to ball down the ball. It's gonna get further down the lane, and that's just gonna adapt and match what's out there. These lanes are hooking. I need a ball that's gonna slide a bit further. Let's throw a couple more with that Anger. And my look's okay here, but it's just not quite enough angle through the pins. Again, I think this would be a better ball on a drier league type condition where I can just pump it up third arrow. And I really think I would never miss on that. But it's time to get into that Ivory Rhino. Just a little more change of direction, and I think probably a bit stronger cover. It just seems to blend the lane a little bit better, and this is hitting the pins the way I want to see them. I really think I could stand here and hit the pocket all night. All right, so to compare the balls here, Effect Tour versus Envy Tour. Envy Tour, in my opinion, is just a little smoother. Not as much change of direction, allows me to play a bit straighter with my angles and not really have to force it down the lane. I think the Effect Tour would be better for bowlers that throw it harder and don't have as much rotation on the ball. I think somebody like Simu or Barker would love this. I think it'd really match their games well. Envy Tour, I think, would be more for the guys that got a little more rotation. Guys who are a bit more rev dominant. I would love to see what that would do in Jung's hands. And I think even Jimmy would probably have some success with it. Now comparing the Anger and the Ivory Rhino, tough call. I really don't think I need to carry both balls in my bag, and I really like that Ivory Rhino. For me, I I find I can play my angles a little more with it. I can amp my speed and force myself to stay right, and it looks better as I move left and later in the day. The anger is more that house shot, lead condition ball for a medium to dry condition. It's okay, but it just doesn't really stand out to me as anything that's spectacular or different. I think bowlers with softer ball speed in the league would really like this ball. But as somebody with some decent speed and turn, and I'd rather stand further left and feed it to the right, that's really not the ball for me. In my situation, the Ivory Rhino is just a better piece. It's question time. Barker's question this time, and it's what makes you angry at bowling? I mean, I'm not that angry of a person. I can usually keep my emotions in check, but the 10 pins, that's the problem. But it's those 10 pins. There's those days where you're out there, it doesn't matter what you do. You leave the 10 pin, you move your feet, you adjust, it's a 10 pin again. You change balls, you try something else, and it's still a 10 pin. Welcome to my life. Angry, triggered. All right, let us know in the comments below what makes you guys angry. For me, it is 10 pins. Thanks for watching.